Edition, welcome, happy day. Hey, in California, in the North Bay area, here's a man. His name is Thomas Langenbach, if I'm saying that correctly, and he was actually an executive with a company living there in the valley, and he had a home worth millions of dollars, and he came up, though, with an interesting thievery idea. He thought, I can make more money now, so I'm going to quit my job, I'm going to make a bunch of barcodes with different amounts on them, and I'm going to go into stores, attach or affix the barcodes to items and then take them up to the till and buy them, and this worked really well for him. He would go in and find an item worth $200, put a barcode on it for $20, and then take the item and sell it on eBay for considerably more. So he had like his own little retail thing going on, and again it was working for him. But here's where it broke down. He then thought, isn't this cool? It's like multi-level marketing. I'm going to sell the barcodes on eBay so other people can go and be thieves too. Duh. So as soon as he did that, of course the authorities woke up to it and said, here's a guy selling barcodes and he's telling you how to use them on eBay. So they went and they picked him up, and he won't live happily ever after. Here's a man that I don't know what label you'd put on this guy. Goofy, I guess, I don't know, but he was being interrogated with regard to a porn charge, okay? Porn. And child porn, etc. And as they're sitting interrogating him, the guy has his smartphone out, and what's he doing? He's downloading porn. This is also in California, Santa Cruz. Boy, he was now been charged with downloading illegal images to his cell phone while being interrogated. That's the new charge. That's the verbiage they've come up with. Son of a gun. In Switzerland now, they've opened up sex boxes. What's a sex box, do you think? Well, don't you know? Everybody should know what a sex box is. It is a little place to make prostitution safer. They look like shelters for hikers, actually, in a national park. They're wooden sheds, and they look like they're rather innocent, but the purpose is for discreet sex. Location for men to have sex with prostitutes. Their drive-in sex boxes are being called that now, and they officially opened up on the in the middle of August. And it's part of a drive-by sex thing for Zurich to regulate prostitution, combat pimping, and improve security for sex workers. It's a 9-garage-style structure located in a former industrial zone. And drivers will have to follow a clearly marked route along. Oh my, and there'll be up to 40 prostitutes stationed there, and you pick your little shack and away you go. I mean, the world, if you would have ever thought that you could advertise stuff like this or would talk about it years ago, well, we just wouldn't have thunk it high. Now in Canada, this is a reflection on the government, I guess, the leaders in British Columbia, Canada. Nestle, they're bottling millions and millions of liters of Canadian water, and they don't pay anything for it. It's a billion-dollar industry. They're extracting BC's drinking water for free, and then, of course, they sell it back to Canadians. Why not? And the price of a liter of bottle is often higher than a gallon of gas, if you can imagine. And the world's largest bottle company, they took 265 million liters of fresh water last year just from the Fraser Valley alone in British Columbia, but because of BC's lack of groundwater regulation and lack of brains with all of their politicians there, it's been allowed to happen. And according to the Provincial Ministry of Environment in BC, we don't mind, we don't regulate that. Do you think somebody's on the take? Of course they are. If they're not, maybe they're not smart enough to be, but something ain't smelling right in Germany. We got all the countries covered here today. Hey, in Germany now they've become the first European state to allow third gender birth certificates. What is that? I guess when your child is born, you look at it and say, I'm not sure if it's a boy or a girl. That's what it says here. So we're going to issue a third gender birth certificate. Are babies actually born when you can't tell? I mean, what's going on here? I think I got to go back to school. Parents of newborn infants will be allowed to leave the gender form in the child's birth certificate completely blank if it is born with unusual physical characteristics making it impossible to determine the gender. There's a bunch more there, but does that kind of stuff really happen? I don't know. Just sharing with you. Bulletproof Couch now is on display in Fort Worth, Texas at a hunting show. If you break it down and remove the cushions, you notice it looks like a normal sofa, but open up the lid and you got a concealed gun safe. And it's bulletproof, and you can also shoot back. No one knows it's there, and not your cleaning crew, your house guests, or anybody else. You're sitting on an arsenal, and again, I guess you crawl in there. That's where the bulletproof thing comes, but 30 to 40% of the business goes to the state of Texas, so says the maker of the couch, and we're selling these things from $7,000 upwards, and they're selling like hot cakes, hot sofas, couches, blah, 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 blah. Let me end today with a story. Lighten up, get rid of all this liberal and politics stuff, all the bad things in the world. Are you with me? Here we go. Drum roll, that's me. drumroll, here, a married man was having an affair with his secretary. One day they went to her place and made love all afternoon. And exhausted, they fell asleep and woke up at 8 p.m. and he said, oh my, I gotta get home. He hurriedly dressed and he told his lover, his secretary, take my shoes please outside and rub them in the grass and dirt and make sure they really look like they've been in the grass and dirt. And then she did that, and then he put his shoes on and he drove home very quickly because he was late, and he walked in. His wife demanded, where have you been? I can't lie to you, he replied. I'm having an affair with my secretary. We had sex all afternoon. She looked down at his shoes and says, you lying man, you've been playing golf. Y'all come back tomorrow, we're going to more for you. From the right. See ya.